Students of Marrakech Methodist School have been sensitized on the effects of social media usage. Stay tuned for details. Xi Jinping has been unanimously elected President of China and Chairman of the Central Military Commission, PRC. And Egyptian authorities are planning to boost wheat productions to mitigate its high demand in the country. Well, this and more coming your way in this week. Many thanks for joining us. This is Eyeafrica TV, and I am Amadou Kante, and let's now look at the news in details. A mentorship organization called Guide Hai Young on Friday visited Marrakech Methodist School and Kabakel primary schools in the West Coast region to sensitize the students on the usage of social media, including the good and the bad effects. Now, among other things, the program aims to mentor and guide the young students, especially teenage girls between the age of 13 to 17, on issues that could affect or help them achieve their dreams. And let's have more details of that in this report by Yahya Jammeh.
The third edition of the Guide Hai Young Mentorship Program gathered primary school students, especially female students from Kabakel Primary and the Marrakech Methodist Lower Basic School, to talk to them about today's social media usage, both the impact and the damages. Yuma Walindong, manager of BPIC and proprietress and designer of Gamplos Clothing, as well as Kemo Conte, president of the University of the Gambia Students' Union, were the speakers on this issue. These young students have been taught or guided on the usage of social media, the aspect of learning by using social media, and the bad effects of social media. Modu Jata, a teacher, said the bad influence and the reckless usage of social media is alarming. He, however, commended that the knowledge gained from the program can help these children to be aware of social media.
I think this mentorship is very, very important, because if you can see how this generation is going today, the kids, the way they are using mobile phones or social media is really discouraging. Most of them think that when you have a mobile, is to visit WhatsApp or Facebook or TikTok, when that is, not the purpose. So this mentorship here today will really help and guide the children, especially the girls, because most of them get to social media and see what they should not see, and also it will destroy them and might disturb them in their future. So I think it's very, very important for the purpose of the mentorship, and whatever they've heard here, I think they will take it as something important for their future.
Meanwhile, Mariama Kamara, a student from Marrakech Methodist Primary, has this message for her fellow students.
It is very fine. It teaches me a lot about social media. And social media, sometimes it is not good. You'll be watching at it, and if you are at the class, people will be concentrated. You will be thinking about it. You should always study your books and go to bed early.
Fatou Kamara, founder of the Guide Hai Young Mentorship Program, highlights some of the importance of the program, which includes supporting young girls into becoming responsible leaders. Ms. Kamara also explains the reason for the school selected for the event.
There are so many reasons, but first and foremost, the reason is to help go out there and guide and mentor young girls, in the areas of their education and how to be responsible individuals in the society. I think it's very crucial. Most of the time we have mentorship sessions, but we do have them in the urban area. So I felt there is a need to look into the rural area, and Marrakech happens to be part of those rural areas that we look into. That is why we're here.
Fatou Kamara explains that mentorship, especially for young people, is crucial, as he benefited from the same initiatives he now began to render to other children.
So mentorship sessions are usually very impactful. I've benefited from a mentorship program, and I know the impact it made in my life and how it benefited me. So I decided I will come out and give back to what is given to me, because I know how crucial and important this is. That is why I came out here.
The Guide Hai Young Foundation came about in 2019 and has been conducting a series of mentorship sessions across other regions to help mentor and guide teenage girls between the ages of 13 and 17. The sessions conducted previously are mostly centered on the girl-child education and the moral conduct, as well as related issues such as self-independence and having a purpose in life as girls will be discussed. Reporting for Eyeafrica News, I am Yahya Jammeh.
Now, in other news, Xi Jinping has been unanimously elected President of the People's Republic of China and Chairman of the Central Military Commission of the PRC on Friday at the ongoing session of the 14th National People's Congress. President Xi vowed to promote the country's development trajectory while accepting public scrutiny. Over the years, the world's second-largest economy registered a significant development in various sectors of public services. Here's more details of that in this report.
By a unanimous vote, Xi Jinping is elected Chinese president and chairman of the Central Military Commission. After a standing ovation at the Great Hall of the People, the president walks to the podium, taking an oath of allegiance to the Constitution.
I pledge to be allegiant to the Constitution of the PRC, safeguard the Constitution's authority, fulfill my legal obligations, be loyal to the country and the people, be committed and honest in my duty, accept the people's supervision, and work for a great modern socialist country that is prosperous, strong, democratic, culturally advanced, harmonious, and beautiful.
In the past decade, the world's second-largest economy has eradicated absolute poverty and built the largest education, social security, and healthcare systems in the world. She said China has also joined the ranks of the world's innovators while achieving an overwhelming victory and fully consolidating the gains in the fight against corruption. During this year's two sessions, Xi has met with lawmakers from the Chinese military and armed police force, calling for opening new ground for enhancing integrated national strategies and strengthening strategic capabilities. In 2027, the People's Liberation Army is due to achieve its statutory goal of becoming a world-class force. Lawmakers at the third plenary session elected Zhao Leji as chairman of the 14th NPC Standing Committee and Han Zheng as vice president of China. They also adopted the plan for the second round in a decade of institutional restructuring of the State Council.
Now back to matters here in the African continent. Mobile phone usage is gaining momentum among young people in the Democratic Republic of Congo thanks to the influx of Chinese affordable smartphones into the country. Now, the affordability of the Chinese phones has availed many people the opportunity to be up to date with social media trends and also communicate with friends, especially for those in remote parts of the country. Despite the prevailing challenges in the country's digital sector, DR Congo has over 40 million mobile subscribers, according to the International Digital Corporation. Here's more details of that in this report.
The captivating impact of digital technology. Young Congolese spend hours on their smartphones chatting with family and friends. The influx of affordable Chinese smartphone brands has enabled many of them to acquire phones.
Telephones from China have helped many low-income earners in our country get smartphones. Most of them can't afford iPhones and other high-end brands. Our business is doing well.
The Techno brand is very popular in many provinces across the DRC. Some of the Chinese smartphone brands like these sell for less than $200 in stores around Kinshasa. That has enabled many young people to buy them and keep up to date with the latest social media trends. Digital entrepreneurs in the DRC face challenges of poor infrastructure, high costs of IT equipment and financial services. But that hasn't stopped the mobile phone market from booming. According to statistics from the International Data Corporation, the DRC has more than 44 million mobile phone subscribers.
The Chinese bringing the smartphone in Africa at the affordable price was a good thing. Because right now, if you see the population in Kinshasa, you see the boom of population, people coming from all over. And if you go around Kinshasa and go anywhere, even the people are selling groundnuts, the people are selling cassava, they carry smartphones. And I think that is helping a lot the Congolese population.
The DRC is a major producer of coltan and cobalt, which are the raw materials used for making components for smartphones. Chinese companies have invested heavily in mining cobalt and coltan in the country. Those elements make their way back into Congolese society through smartphones. Some Chinese manufacturers have designed phones with long battery lives to cater for thousands of Congolese living in rural areas where access to electricity is a problem.
Affordable smartphones from China is helping more people, especially the young ones, to access smartphone or mobiles in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Quite a good one indeed. And from that report there, we now take a break and come back shortly. Welcome back. This is Eyeafrica TV and you are watching this week's news edition, coming to you live from studios in Banjul. And once again, many thanks for joining us. And now to some business matters. Because Yahya Jammeh, the founder and CEO of Habbatu Sauda, and his team on Friday visited the 16th edition of the GCCI trade fair at the trade fair ground at Brusubi. Mr. Sissoko went round to inspect different business stalls, including his own Habbatu Sauda stall. Now, Sissoko Habbatu Sauda is a renowned name in the Gambia that engages in curing several illnesses and ailments using herbs said to be Prophet Muhammad's way of treating illness and others. Mariam Cham tells us more of that in this report.
Dr. Yahya Jammeh is a Gambian-based alternative medical practitioner who claims to be able to cure several illnesses and ailments such as diabetes, hypertension, joint pains, and circulatory problems, among others. These conditions are treated through the use of a miracle black seed spice, Nigella sativa, blended with various potions and creams as well as herbal teas and oils. Dr. Sissoko and his entourage visited his stalls and other businesses at the trade fair grounds. Shortly after completing his tour of inspection, Yahya Jammeh told the media how he began the treatment of illnesses using Habbatu Sauda.
Wow, man de mun na wax ne donnu mako. Donte am na wax sama famille sa dam ko donnu.
Well, I can say that I did not inherit treating illnesses using Habbatu Sauda, even though there are some people in my family who say that I inherited it. You know, if you inherit something, it could be either from your father or grandparents. But for me, I didn't inherit this either from my parents or grandparents. But I understand that my grandparents used to cure illnesses. I was once sick and treated myself using Habbatu Sauda. So it was since then I decided to do more research on it in order to help other people. I have been making research and curing people's illness for over 15 years, and there is still more to be done.
Dr. Sissoko also explains the reason for attaching his name to the Habbatu Sauda, which is used to treat people.
The reason why I named Sissoko Habbatu Sauda after myself, it is because it is my work and my brand. If you are in this world and you die without leaving anything beneficial behind, you need to look at yourself again. Many people that know me know that I have self-confidence and I trust myself because of my work, and I will not allow anyone to destroy it for me.
Siso Habatu Sauda further indicates that he has the means to treat individuals who have a voodoo spell put on them, male impotency, marriage problems, female infertility, and many other numerous human conditions. Habatu Sauda Moto states that it can cure any ailment in this world except death. Reporting for Eyeafrica News, I am Mariama Cham.
And from the report there by Mariama Cham, on to our final story next, because the Egyptian authorities are planning to boost wheat production in the North African nation due to its high demand among the Egyptian population. Wheat is a key component of bread and other essential food commodities in Egypt. Thus, authorities outlined plans to enhance production. The move is necessitated by the effects of the Ukrainian conflict, which have made the importation of wheat into the country more costly. And here's more details of that in this report.
Wheat is a strategic commodity in Egypt. It's the main component for bread, an essential food item in every Egyptian meal. Egypt consumed almost 21 million tons of wheat in 2022. Half of the produce, which is equivalent to 10.5 million tons, was imported, with 80% sourced from Russia and Ukraine. The two Eastern European nations are Egypt's biggest supplier of wheat. The outbreak of the coronavirus pandemic in 2020 and the conflict in Europe led to a slowdown of wheat shipments and a hike in import bills. This pushed the government to work on increasing production to slash import costs.
We are working on three fronts. First is to create seeds that adapt to our climate, and so far this has been a success. We have more than 10 types of wheat with international quality. We established a full system to reduce waste, and now we are saving 20 to 25% of wheat waste and water consumption in irrigation.
The government also expanded its storage facilities, building new silos with a capacity of 3.5 million tons of wheat, up from 1.25 million tons in 2020.
At the Ministry of Agriculture, our role is to grow horizontally and vertically. Besides adopting the highest yielding wheat, we are working on mega national projects to cultivate huge desert land in the New Delta and other areas, and are steadily achieving our targets.
Official statistics show land under wheat production in Egypt rose to 3.6 million fedans in 2022, up from 3.4 million fedans cultivated a year earlier. Meanwhile, Egypt's wheat production hit 10 million tons in 2022 from 9.5 million tons produced in 2021. Experts say the data on local production is promising, and there's optimism that the government would be able to achieve its targets to produce at least 70% of its wheat needs by 2030.
That report there is coming from the Egyptian capital, Cairo. Well, viewers, that's all we have for you tonight. But before we go, just a quick update, as many of you might have already had or know that the much talked about under-20 final between the Gambia and Senegal ended some moments ago, with Senegal emerging as winners beating Gambia by 2-0. But hey, all is not lost, and we are so much proud to our young Scorpions. We say well done, and you will come back home as heroes. Well, of course, with that, we now, of course, eventually bring this news edition to an end. But for more details on this and other stories, as always, as ever, you can visit on our website on Eyeafrica.tv. But for now, many thanks for the pleasure of your company. Thanks for watching. Stay safe and do have a pleasant evening. Bye for now.